Hey everybody, Adam here, another segment of Animated by Porter Preston. This week we're going to go over R Series versus Skyline and kind of go into the differences of that. Here on the table I have Skyline universal brackets, R Series universal brackets for open roll, Skyline 1.5 end pin, R Series 1.5 end pin. Now the Skyline open roll does come with this end cap for kind of a cleaner look. You can just put it on there just like that. But you have to request that because it does add more of a deduction to the overall width of the shade. Now the R Series does not have an end cap like this unless you get the fascia bracket. This is an R Series 4-inch fascia bracket. Comes with this face plate here, double-sided tape. Take it off, stick it right there. It gives you a cleaner look. Now the difference between the two is the Skyline versus R Series. The Skyline is 1/8 of an inch more of a deduction, so you kind of have more of a deduction on that overall width of the shade. But other than that, it's just preference. From an installer's perspective, you know, a lot of times they prefer the Skyline because the Skyline end pin is spring-loaded, so you have this 1/4 inch of play in the idle end to where you put that in the bracket. You kind of have that, you know, that forgiveness of the shade measurement. So versus the R Series, you have this locking mechanism on the R Series bracket. The idle end goes in there just like that, locks, keeps it secure, but you don't have any play back and forth with that bracket. Now as far as motorization goes, this is a Skyline and the R Series ST30 lithium ion. You see this is an R Series motor plate. R Series motor bracket fits in there just like that. And then with the Skyline motor plate has these two hooks, as you can kind of see there, where it hooks into the bracket down like that and stays secure. Now the only difference as far as motorization goes is with the motor, you see a programming button as well as the charging port for the charger. So with the R Series, you see where you have this cross, you can kind of manipulate that bracket 90 degrees in any direction when you install it, just so that you want to keep this charging port and this programming button exposed so you have ease of access. So if you have motor right, you kind of want to keep this to where you have access to that to program the shade, charge the motor. Motor left, same thing. You want to have access to it when you install the shade. Now with the Skyline, you don't really have that capability of customizing that 90 degrees because of these hooks. You want to make sure that when you install the shade, you hook it to where this cable, so this is a motor left actually, to where this charging port is accessible and the programming button is accessible. So we'd install the brackets, hook this in, and you have access to both the charging port and the programming button of the shade. So you want to just specify if you have motor left or motor right, and here at the plant we'll put the motor plate on based on that sequence so that those buttons and that charging port is accessible. The center here I have tube adapters. So if you have a 2-inch tube, you take the Skyline end pin, put it in there just like that. It'll adapt to a 2-inch tube, and same with the 2.5-inch tube. So I take the R Series, put it there, have access to a 2.5-inch tube as well for both Skyline and R Series. Typically that's everything. Based on preference, I just want to give you an idea of the difference between Skyline and R Series so that when we ask you, we request it, you kind of know what you're talking about here. And that's it. So happy holidays everybody, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.